Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special birthday stream. I haven't done this ever, and it's the first stream, if I'm not mistaken, since the Champions League final here on Younes Talks Football on YouTube. I hope all of you are doing well. For those that don't know what's going on, it's my birthday, and not just mine, but it's also Elizabeth Helenek's birthday as well, and she's a fellow Chelsea YouTuber. I've brought her on as a guest. We're going to do a part one on here, then we're going to jump onto her channel to do a part two straight after this. I'll leave a link in the description to her channel, but without further ado, let me bring her on. We are going to discuss all things Chelsea as we get ready for the brand new season. You guys are in the comments. Let me know what you think, and let's get this bad boy on the road. So let's start off. Elizabeth, hello. Welcome.
Thanks, Younes. It's really early for me, guys. It's 7 a.m. So I'm still waking up a little bit. I'm in my parents' house back in New York, so maybe you hear noise. I've told them don't talk to me if they're still streaming. But so if there's anything like that, like I apologize in advance.
That's cool. Don't worry. I mean, first and foremost, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to the both of us. How is everything, at least for your birthday? I know it's first thing in the day, but have you got much planned? Or?
Well, I wanted to go to the beach, but it's raining in New York. So I think we're going to go shopping. I'm going to go with my mom and husband, and we're getting bagels for breakfast, which is like my fave, and then pizza and sushi.
So American.
Yeah, it's like a very American food day, and I'm very excited about it.
Well, I mean, talking about things to look forward to, I mean, it doesn't get better than what we're seeing at Chelsea at the moment, does it? I haven't spoken to you about what's happening with Lukaku, the Super Cup. We're going to get into all of this now. Guys, let me know in the comments. First and foremost, I'm seeing loads of happy birthdays come in. Thank you all so much. I know that's for the both of us, so thank you. Let's get into it. First and foremost, let's start off with Lukaku. Yeah, because that's imminent, and that is going to be happening possibly today.
Come from? Yeah, it could be a birthday gift. Like we just don't know. But I remember I was on vacation last week, and it was like Holland, and then I hadn't logged on to Twitter for like a day, and I was just scrolling through, and it was like Chelsea are about to sign Lukaku. I was like, what did I miss? Like this all happened so fast.
Literally out of nowhere. We were all, I think, so consumed with Haaland. What's happening? Gives a little press conference, not a press conference, a little interview. Oh, try and decipher all the words, and then boom, Lukaku out of nowhere. I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens later on. At least in terms of a birthday gift, fingers crossed. Talking about birthday gifts, we have to fill you in. I told you guys for the last couple of videos that there are match tickets up for grabs. For those of you based here in the UK, we are doing a giveaway in collaboration with 3. And those are up for grabs. 2 tickets, so one and the other one to someone of your choosing. But to enter, the instructions are on Elizabeth's Twitter. Let me read it out. I got to get this right.
But if you don't know how to, yeah.
So to enter, make sure you follow Ellie, you follow me, and you follow 3 UK on Twitter. Retweet her tweet that is on her page, and comment who you want to bring. Now, if you're based in the UK and you follow those instructions, you are in for the run-in of winning a pair of match tickets to Chelsea versus Crystal Palace on the opening day. So you might get to see Lukaku debut.
Yep. Honestly, I'm jealous, you guys, because I can't go.
She can't go. Unless if you end up flying over to the UK just for one game and flying back home.
Yeah, then fly
which isn't going to happen. But yeah, if you want to enter, make sure you follow those instructions, and good luck. And we'll be announcing winner very, very shortly. Now, Lukaku. If we dive into that now, because Haaland, forget it. Yeah, he missed the boat. As far as I'm concerned, he missed the boat. Yeah, we're not the ones losing out here. He's the one missing out. But what are your thoughts on Lukaku? What's your just gut instinct, your feeling, your analysis? How do you feel? Are you happy? Are you optimistic? Are you pessimistic?
Honestly, like when I first heard it, I was like a teensy bit like bummed just because I was so keen on Haaland, but it's like
Yeah.
you cannot be bummed with this. It's just that I have built it up so much in my mind, especially because like Haaland has the same initials as me. So I was like, oh my God, this is
Oh
brilliant.
yeah.
Uh, so but honestly, Lukaku, I think, is one of a top 5 striker in the world. And not only that, like it's a position that Chelsea desperately needs. Like we managed to win the Champions League severely not performing under our expected goals. And I mean, if you just look at having Jorginho as your top scorer in the Premier League, like that just says it all. And Tammy Abraham was like the next top, and he hadn't played in months. So I think Chelsea, really needed that goal scorer. And part of me was like, well, maybe Timo can get better. Kai, they have their first season under their belts. They're coming off of like a massive win, but you also don't want to put like all of your eggs into hoping that happens. And I think like what Chelsea have done is very smart, signing a prolific goal scorer who has over 30 goals in all comps in the last 2 seasons, which is just absolutely insane. And I think he's going to be the missing piece for Chelsea. I think kind of like how Chelsea signed Diego Costa in the second Mourinho era when we were playing well, but we just need that missing link, and it was Diego Costa. I think that Lukaku is going to be that, because I think, Chelsea were playing phenomenally in the really big games. And I was more nervous to face like a Newcastle than I was to face a Man City, because Chelsea showed up in those games. And I think signing Lukaku is going to bring you to the next level in terms of the Premier League, where you're playing week in, week out against teams that you maybe struggled to break down last season. And hopefully we can turn some of those losses into draws or wins, and those draws into wins, because I felt like there were a couple of games that, you just felt like, if we just converted this chance, like it could have been a totally different story.
Completely.
And I think that's what we're going to see this season with Lukaku.
Yeah, the amount of chances that we create is stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupendous, as Chris Eubank likes to say. And it's just something that has been a problem for us, not just in the last season, but the last few seasons, in terms of being really clinical. So hopefully Lukaku is that missing piece. We've got a striker, we've got a top striker, and that's what we've wanted. So that's great to see. We're gonna, in the meantime, as you guys are sending in your comments, especially if they're super chats, I'm gonna stick them on the screen because it's priority. And we'll answer them as we go along. Paul Stiles says, "Happy birthday from Australia, Younes and Elizabeth. Are both of you the same age?" That would have been funny.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
It would have been nice, but no. You're turning.
I'm turning 27.
27, and I've turned 29. So 2 years difference, literally 2 years on the dot.
I actually got carded on the plane right here. I asked for wine on the plane, and she was like, "How old are you?" And I was like stuttering because it was 2 days ago. So I was like, "Do I say 26? Do I say 27? Like my birthday is right here." And she was like, "Oh, I thought that you were like 16." And I was like, "Oh, thanks."
Take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Take that as a compliment. It's like the other day I saw a video of someone who was 40 and she got asked for ID and she was like, "Yeah, absolutely, with pleasure. Here you go." And
that would be me.
It's nice. Football therapy watching. Good old Jan. Happy birthday, gangsters. Thank you, my bro. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And I'll try and get him on, as well as some of the other lads, in the run up to the season that's starting on Wednesday because of the Super Cup. So yeah, little exclusive for all of you. We're going to get as much people as we can on before that all kicks off.
I'm so excited for Chelsea to just be playing regularly again. Like, I don't know what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks. Like, there have been the Euros, there's been the Olympics. So that's been like a nice summer of sports, but I just miss Chelsea so much.
The Euros was a great filler. I mean, especially for us here, because we didn't expect what happened to happen. But the Euros was a good filler. Since that finished, though, it's just been, come on, where's Chelsea? Bring us our Chelsea.
Yeah, it's right here. It's right here.
And it's about to happen now. It's about to happen. But quickly, before we dive into the Super Cup and what's hopefully going to happen, where we get another European trophy, fingers crossed. If we're talking about Lukaku, a little prediction, because I saw, funnily enough, Jan, just mentioning Jan, he asked us in a chat predictions for how many goals he's going to score this season. I want to ask you the same question. How many goals do you think he's going to score realistically?
You know what? I'm going to say 20. I'm going to say
Fair.
20 goals in the Prem and maybe, I don't know, 25 to 30 in all comps. Like Chelsea are going to be in a lot of competitions. So I don't think that that's unreasonable. But like he's been performing like that for the past couple of seasons. I think that, Chelsea have a lot of service. We create a lot of chances. And he's going to be able to use like his brilliant hold up play, like with his back to defenders, like he scores magnificent goals like that. So I really do think that we're going to see so many of those chances that we had created, but we just never came off last season, come to fruition this season. So I don't want to jinx it out, guys. Don't blame this on me if it doesn't happen, but I'm going to say 20 in the Prem.
That's a good prediction. I said 22, just to be exact. I don't know why, but I said 20 is the target. If he gets 20, great. If it's any less, if it's close, I'll take it. But if it's something like 9, there's a problem. Because look, last thing we need is Jorginho to be top goal scorer again. I don't know how that happened, and I don't know how we ended up getting top 4 with it, but it is what it is.
A lot of help from people around us as well, which
literally.
I hate to say it, but
hopefully he bangs in the goals. And I've got a question about Lukaku before I get into that though. Chelsea Perspective on the screen. Thank you so much. Says happy birthday to my fellow American Elizabeth.
Oh, nice.
And Younes. I'm not American, clearly, as you can tell by the way I speak, but Liz is. So thank you so much, Chelsea Perspective. Much appreciated. That username is next level. But we'll read out the comment. Lukaku to knee slide in front of the United fans. He's going to do an Adebayor. Would you be up for that?
Wait, sorry, I missed it. What?
So if Lukaku scores against Man United, he does what Adebayor done against Arsenal after he scored when he was playing for Man City. Do you remember when he ran the whole length of the pitch and done the knee slide in front of the Arsenal fans?
No way, I didn't see that. No.
Okay. Well, how many years ago was that? But Adebayor, because he used to play for Arsenal, scored against Arsenal, ran all the way back to the other end of the pitch because the Arsenal fans were there, done a knee slide and just rubbed it in their faces. And all the Arsenal fans started throwing rubbish and trash at him. And he was just like, yeah. And we want Lukaku to do that against United.
I don't know if he'll do that, but I think he probably would celebrate because I don't think I mean, I don't know all United fans. If there's any United fans watching, like, let us know. But I don't think that he didn't really play phenomenally for them. I just think it was like not the right style, not the right team.
I agree.
Still a little early in his career. And it just didn't work out. So I don't think that United fans rated him that much when he was playing for United.
Yeah.
But so I do think that he would celebrate in front of it. I don't think he has like any affinity towards United.
Hopefully not. I don't think he does. You're right. I mean, the one thing that I've said with Lukaku is that with Man United and the way he was playing, I just don't think he fit that system that was in place. He looked very isolated. They wasn't using him as much as they should have. And even then, he did still score goals. He wasn't just not performing. He still managed to score. But you look at how he's being used at Inter Milan or how he was used under Antonio Conte. That should give us a good indication. And that's what I want to ask you. How do you think he'll do under Thomas Tuchel? What are the things that you feel you need to highlight in terms of how he's used under Thomas Tuchel, and what will he bring to this team?
Well, I think like how he was used. Well, first off, I think that training under Antonio Conte is probably one of the best things that could have happened for his career, because I think Antonio Conte is a brilliant tactician and he really helped Lukaku. So even like in terms of diet, I was reading that he lost a ton of weight and just really bulked up because Antonio Conte totally revolutionized his diet. And I remember
shredded now.
Chelsea as well, that he came in the first day apparently, and they usually have this big feast. And then there were stories that Conte said like there was like nuts or something, and he was like, "No, you're not having this, like we are serious." And it was like, oh, he looks absolutely shredded now. So that's the first thing. I think like his tactical awareness is going to be better, his ability to find spaces. And I think like what he had at Inter, which I think he's also going to have at Chelsea, is like a link-up play with the players around them. Like Antonio Conte loves playing with wingbacks. We're playing with a wingback system as well. So he had Hakimi, he had Martinez there, and I think that here he's going to have Ben Chilwell, Reece James. You're going to have a Kai Havertz to play off of, Mason Mount to play off of, Timo Werner. I think like Timo Werner could improve massively because not only is the focal point going to be taken off of him. He's not going to have as much pressure, I think, because now Lukaku is going to be like Chelsea's main man for goals. Timo is really capable of making runs, especially runs just to distract players, like we saw in the Champions League final. Like his run helped Kai Havertz to score the goal, and I think we're going to see that with him and Lukaku as well. So I think there's a lot of options to play around with. I'm excited. So I think that it's going to be a good fit in terms of system as well.
I mean, the options are endless.
Yeah.
And I spoke with Matisse and Miz about this on All You Can Eat Chelsea, and we were just like, this is difficult. For Tuchel, it's difficult because players are going to miss out. There's too many options. They all can't be on the pitch at the same time. And now if Lukaku's there, I mean, even Timo Werner is in trouble.
Ziyech has had a fabulous preseason.
And
so many goals. And I'm thinking, well, surely he deserves a run in this side as well. We just have so many good players.
What would be your prime selection? Let's say the front players. Let's forget the defense because it's the defense. But I mean, just that front line, or those two in behind the striker, and just who would be your best selection?
I don't know. Honestly, like I think I don't know. I think like if I had to pick, who do you think is Chelsea's best selection? Really, you only have 3 attacking players because all of the rest are defenders.
Yeah.
So I would probably go with Mason, Kai, and Lukaku.
No Pulisic.
I know, shocking everybody, but I think like Ziyech has looked really good, and maybe we can see more of him. Christian Pulisic is really good. Callum Hudson-Odoi, we're forgetting about him as well. Like we just have so many players, but I think it's good because we're getting to depth similar to Man City, which I never thought was really possible.
Fully,
and it's getting really insane. So I think it can be difficult, right? Because you have to manage all of the players. You have to manage their expectations, their game time. You want to keep everybody happy. And when you have a large squad, that can be really difficult to do. But I think and I think Tuchel's good at that. He excelled in one of the most difficult situations that you could possibly have, with people just being so pissed off and Chelsea losing, to go and turn that around and bring everybody into the team. I think it's really special, and I think he's going to do it. So I don't know. I don't envy him at all having to make those choices.
It's difficult. Yeah. It's difficult, but the depth is unbelievable. As you said, it's fantastic. I saw a graphic on Twitter the other day of literally the 2 teams that we have that we could play. Yeah. And it's phenomenal.
And I'm also wondering if maybe we're going to see like a slight change of formation, because I personally don't think you need to play 5 at the back against the team like in the lower half of the table that's going to sit back. Like I know that the wing backs are very attacking focused, but I just think you don't need that third defender, and maybe you can get another attacking option on the pitch, and that kind of leaves you room to bring somebody else on, so you can have 4 attacking players per se instead of 3 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I think Thomas Tuchel is going to have, which is a benefit, even if we do go with the back 3, is to change those wing backs into attacking options rather than defensive. So you could have Hudson-Odoi play there and just tell him to bomb forward, and that's another attacking option. You could just end up with 3 defenders on the pitch, and one of the midfielders in the pivot to defend. So the good thing about what we've done is it brings so much flexibility and versatility. We literally have so many different combinations we could go to. And I think the one thing going into the season is any opposition won't know what 11's going to play.
Exactly. Yeah. It's going to be really difficult for them to try to prepare to play against Chelsea, because there's so many options. And we saw Pep struggled with it 3 times playing against us in 6 weeks. He played against us 3 times and he changed his formation every single time.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video? There's a video on YouTube. And guys, if you haven't seen it, I think it's brilliant. I've watched it so many times. It's like look up like Carefree Chelsea Champions League or something like that. And it's just a song about Chelsea winning the Champions League with like a cartoon. It's so funny.
No way.
You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. I don't think I have.
Millions and millions of views. It's so funny. And it just talks about it. And it goes through like how Pep had 2 DMs, then 1, then none for the Champions League final. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. If you
The
guys
ironic thing,
let me know.
definitely, yeah. If you put in the comments, if you know what he's on about, put in the comments if you've seen it and let us know what it's like.
So funny.
But Pep, what's funny with Pep, even before that Champions League final, he outlined the tactics correctly that Chelsea were going to use, and we did use it, and he still went against it. I don't understand, but hey, it is what it is, and that was without Lukaku. Can I just add, we didn't have a top striker in that game, and we still won. I mean, I can't even begin to think.
Like 3-0, honestly.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like if
against Real Madrid, we could have won easily. I'm not even exaggerating, 5-0 easily, because we were that good against them. So just imagine.
I mean, those first few games of the season is going to be unbelievable.
Wait, why?
And we have Man City.
Fixture. Like, do you think that it's better to have the difficult fixtures now? Because personally, like the first couple of games of the season, I think you're still sorting things out. So I don't like to play like the big teams, and we have like all of them. back to back. It's like,
I think that's a good thing. Get them all out of the way, and if we do win those games, it's a big statement, and then it gets easier from there.
Yeah.
You know, and the last thing you want is a congested schedule around Christmas, especially when we go to the Club World Cup. You know, and it's kind of beneficial to have the big fixtures first, have a breathing space, have the World Cup, breathing space, and then more big games. And I think in terms of managing the squad, that could probably be best. Let me just go to the comments very, very quickly. We had one that says Champions League, Champions of Europe, we know who we are. And that's what we're going to be singing once again, 9 years later. And I'm so happy we get to do that again. So we'll hear that at the bridge.
I'm talking about 442 Oons. Like,
yeah, 442s.
Yeah,
that's a big channel. So if you don't know it, check it out. There's so much hilarious content on there.
It's so funny.
SW6 UTC up the Chelsea says happy birthday to both of you from Cyprus. Love the content. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. We've got 4 tunes. I'm excited for the season. Loads of excitement as we get ready to Wednesday, which we're about to go into. But quickly, Bikram says Tuchel turned Rudiger into a beast, which we never saw him in any of his past seasons. Just imagine what he can do with Big Rom.
True.
I mean, and Rom's a tank.
Yeah.
You know, so can you imagine? We're gonna have a tank in defense and a tank up top. Chelsea Football says, Younes, you and Elizabeth share the same birthday with my sister, and also my sister's name is Elizabeth. Love your videos, bro.
That's so cool. Tell her happy birthday. That's amazing. I love that. There's not a lot of Elizabeths. It's not a common name anymore. So
no, it's not.
I always like meeting other Elizabeths.
No, that's an amazing thing. Thank you so much, Chelsea Football. We go into the Super Cup. Yeah. And just to let you guys know, before we do that, there's 1,700 of you watching. Much appreciated for everyone watching on the stream. Elizabeth's jaws hit the floor. So, just to let you guys know, we are going to be doing a part 2 in about 15-20 minutes over on her channel. Link in the description. So make sure you're sub to Ellie, and we will be doing a part 2 on hers immediately after this. So make sure you guys are there. The Super Cup. We're playing Villarreal on Wednesday, and Arsenal lost to Villarreal. United lost to Villarreal. We've got to show them how it's done, haven't we?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, have you seen Arsenal's preseason? Like, I feel bad at this point. I feel bad for Arsenal fans. I really do. Like, they deserve.
I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, if we can beat them, I think that just makes a big statement, because it's like, oh, neither of those teams could beat Villarreal, and we just go and smash. I really hope, especially because Chelsea historically don't tend to win these sorts of cups, so it'd just be really nice to win one as well.
We haven't won this competition since 1998.
Yeah, I think
we've
Real, no?
Yeah. So we beat Real Madrid after we won the Cup Winners' Cup. They won the Champions League. We played them. We beat them. Thank you, Dennis Wise and all them lot. But we had, if I'm not mistaken, we've had 3 Super Cups since then. We had it after we won the Champions League. We've had it after winning both Europa Leagues. We've lost every single one. That has to change.
It has to change. It has to change. It's going to be interesting, because I'm wondering like what team we're going to field, because obviously preseason has been very bloated. There's a lot of players that are going to get sold or go out on loan. So I'm kind of wondering like who he's going to go with, especially because players like Mason, Chilwell, Jorginho, who you would think are in the starting 11, they haven't been training that long. So do you start?
I don't think they'll play.
Players?
I don't think they will.
Exactly.
So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to get into one little topic very quickly, but before I do, Velan says, getting a midfielder, or are we going to keep Loftus-Cheek? If I'm having to guess this, I think we'll get in a midfielder. But if we don't, I don't think it's going to be Loftus-Cheek. I think maybe Ampadu might be the one with a shout because of the position that we actually require. But Loftus-Cheek, I'm not very optimistic about. I don't know about you, but I think there's no room for him in the squad. The squad's stacked and it's difficult for him.
I just feel so bad for him, because he was he's one of my favorite players, and he was making a name for himself after having injuries, and he was looking so sharp, like one of Chelsea's best players, and then he just got injured, and he has not been the same since. His loans haven't gone as we had hoped, and if he can get back to that level, he's such an incredible player, but I just don't know if it's going to happen, and it breaks my heart because I really wanted it to work out at Chelsea for him. But even somebody like Tino Andrian they're like very similar skill set, but I thought Tino looked really good in preseason as well. So I think like maybe you could go for somebody like him to stay in the squad and get some minutes.
That was a debate again yesterday on the stream with Matisse and Miz made that point, saying maybe Tino stays. Maybe, rather than going out on loan, maybe he sticks around. But then again, we don't know. We'll wait and see. The chances are right now is that Chelsea are going to go for a midfielder. And with Billy Gilmore on loan, I think Declan Rice, I just don't think that's going to be happening. It's just too much money. I think Chelsea won't do it. But someone like Tchouaméni, possible. So we'll wait and see. Once Lukaku's over the line, the next target I think is going to be Koundé. Then that will happen, and then after that, midfielder. If we can get that done before deadline day, beautiful transfer window.
Yep, amazing transfer window.
Let's get into the Super Cup.
Sure.
So, first and foremost, are you optimistic? It's good that you're Spanish, because you might have a little bit more insight on Villarreal.
I'm not Spanish. I'm American.
I know you're not.
I'm an honorary Spaniard.
Exactly.
Spanish.
An adopted Spaniard.
Yeah, adopted. I don't watch La Liga. I think like it's actually kind of an interesting point that a lot of Spanish or players in La Liga are now making moves away from La Liga and moving to.
Good for them.
Yeah, and so La Liga. It's always kind of like you have the big team, you have the big games, but even now, like without Ronaldo, without Messi, it's not even as interesting. So I don't watch Villarreal. I don't know too much about them, to be honest, but I'm feeling, I have mixed feelings about it. Like I really do feel like Chelsea should be able to win this.
Yeah.
Just not knowing what squad is going to be. I mean, any player, any starting 11 that you put out should realistically beat Villarreal. But just with our history in this competition, I'm like, I don't know.
I completely, I sympathize with that. I completely understand. The Super Cup's not been our best friend. So yeah, there is always that little thing in the back of our head. But when I look at this from a footballing perspective, I look at Villarreal's performance against Arsenal in that Europa League semi-final. It wasn't good. It was just Arsenal that were worse. Like that was a dreadful semi-final, shocking. The final, even though I'd say Villarreal, yes, had a good game, started off slow, and Man United took advantage before Villarreal then managed to get that equaliser, and then after that, it was a flat game. For a final, it wasn't fantastic. It was a flat final. So again, you look at Man United for that final rather than Villarreal, because I don't think Villarreal were put up for the test. And then it went to penalties. And realistically, with the quality we have in this team, this should be a pasting. This should be a 3-0 win. It should be. But again, with preseason fitness levels, the fact that many of these players have just come back, that could, factor. Don't know how many internationals Villarreal actually have.
Do you think? I think we're going to sign or announce Lukaku today or tomorrow. Do you think that he features in the game?
It depends. If he's announced by tomorrow, yes, because that's the deadline. He has to be announced by tomorrow night, and he has to be registered for the game by tomorrow night. So we'll see. I know the medical should be happening today. Announcement possibly by tomorrow. If the announcement is by tomorrow, Chelsea will definitely register him, and then I reckon he'll come on as a sub. He won't start. That would be a bit silly for him to just be thrown in and start the game. But I think he'll come on as a sub. Especially before the season, you want him to get minutes. Even if it's a Super Cup, you just want him to get minutes because he is going to be the main man. So, I reckon it depends. If it's announced tomorrow, yes.
Let's see.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hope so. I think it would be really good.
It would be. It definitely would be. We've got Velan here saying fully anticipate Haaland 75 million and Mbappe for free to Real Madrid next season. Barca won't be able to recover from their debt in the next 4 years. Barcelona, I think, won't be able to recover from anything.
I felt so bad, seeing Messi just in tears. Their greatest ever player, and that's what happens. The greatest player they will ever have. It just feels so weird that he's not going to be there.
It's crazy.
I really don't think that Real Madrid have the pull that they had a couple of years ago.
No, I agree.
Look at who's been winning the Champions League. Or even in the finals, you had a lot of English teams in it. So I really feel like a move to the Premier League just makes more sense. These teams are having more success than the Spanish sides.
And it tells you now, it's clear as day, why the Super League existed and why 3 clubs still want it to happen. And those 3 clubs are Barca, Real Madrid, Juventus. Juventus, if they've got money problems, I don't know. They're just random. But Barca, Real Madrid, fully understand why they want the Super League now, and we're not going to let it happen. Tough. Sort out your money, sort out your finances. That's not our problem. But it's clear as day. It's clear as day why. And with Barcelona now, they're in the mess. Hey, they brought this upon themselves. Again, I feel for the whole Messi thing and the Barcelona fans. But as far as I'm concerned, as the club, that's their own doing. But Mbappe, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. If Real Madrid have that money put aside, I think they will spend. But it depends if they have that money.
Yeah.
Simple. We've got Padster here saying we are so well overdue seeing us win 5-6-7-0.
I miss those. I miss those games. They're not often. They never come often, but I feel like it's been so long since we've seen a proper thrashing,
Yeah, big time. And the last time I remember that really happening was probably Ancelotti. Ancelotti, where we were beating teams 4-0, 5-0, 8-0 against Hull, just pasting. We haven't really had that since then. So hopefully we do it this season with Lukaku scoring the bulk. Velan again, thank you so much, saying the Liga sponsors are going to be desperate to bring in the big name players next season, Mbappe and Haaland. That's probably true, but it depends if those sponsors even want to invest in the first place, with the fact that La Liga right now is very volatile.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But the Premier League doesn't have that problem, and Chelsea doesn't have that problem. Chelsea are so well functioned; it's quite unbelievable. Quick
No,
one.
it's been wild.
It's crazy. Nippon says, "Happy birthday, Younes. Happy birthday, Elizabeth. Thank you so much, my friend." And yeah, the Super Cup with Villarreal, La Liga opposition. This is going to be a big Premier League, La Liga statement, I think. But what's your prediction? If you're having to come up with an honest score prediction, how do you think it's going to go down? And try and give us a goal scorer.
I'm gonna go 3-1 to Chelsea.
You think we're going to concede? I've put on the spot here.
I think it's gonna be. I think you can't expect the team to be 1,000% on, and I wouldn't be surprised if there like some weird goal gets conceded. That like when we conceded goals, it was typically like what was that? Like Jorginho's back pass or like I don't know, like an own goal or something like that. I don't know, but
Thiago Silva,
I'm not gonna
Rudiger.
predict the clean sheet. I think we probably will concede. And for goal scorers, I'm gonna go Kai.
Okay.
CH, and I'm gonna say Lukaku gets signed.
That would be perfect. That would be unbelievable. The fact that Lukaku was the one that messed up. Remember, in the Super Cup 2013 under Mourinho, he missed the penalty.
Yes, I remember.
This would be the perfect redemption. It would be a movie, for him to come off the bench, get a penalty or score the winning goal, and then he puts his demons behind him and we start the new season. That would be unbelievable. That would be unbelievable.
So excited.
Saad, thank you so much. Much appreciated for that. That's quite an unbelievable super chat. Cheers, my friend. Thank you for everything you provide on your channel. You are amazing. My question is, do you think we will achieve anything this season? And that's a very, very good question. How do you think this season is going to end? If you had to predict in terms of trophies or the league, how do you think it's going to end? For Chelsea.
Yeah. For the Premier League, I'm thinking second. Like, obviously, I want first. I want to.
You don't think we're gonna win the league?
I think I don't know. Man City, like, I think they're just so hard to go up against.
Yeah.
In terms of they've just been so dominant in the league. Can we win it? I think we can win it, but my prediction is going to be second.
Okay.
But I hope that we do win it. That doesn't mean I hope that we come in second. And then for Champions League, I think we'll make it, I'm going to say at least semis. Fingers crossed. At least, but obviously, I want to win everything, but I'm just trying to not be like, oh my God, we won the Champions League. We're going to win it again, like 1,000%. I think PSG, if they don't win the Champions League this season, like they're not going to win it. Like they just have so much superstars talent, like signing Ramos, Messi, Mbappe, Neymar. They signed Donnarumma as well. Hakimi. Yeah. If they don't win it this season, like something is wrong.
I honestly don't think they will. I don't see them winning the Champions League.
We win it, but I mean, the amount of star power that they have is just ridiculous.
There's a good chance, I mentioned this yesterday, there's a good chance we could get PSG in the group stage because they're in pot 2 and we're in pot 1 and all the other English teams are in pot 2, which means we can't draw them. So the chances of getting PSG are a lot higher. So we could end up getting PSG in the group stage and I hope it happens.
You think we'll be in like a group of death? Like, I hope not.
I reckon so, but you know what? As European champions, bring it. And with Lukaku now, bring it. We will settle the score.
I love it.
I mean, this is what we live for, isn't it? This is what we live for.
Right.
Last one before we jump over onto your channel very shortly. Brent Smith says, if Ronaldo goes to PSG next year and they have Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo, and still bottle the Champions League, it will be glorious banter.
Yes.
It actually would. It actually would. I don't think that was going to happen, if I'm honest, but that would be ridiculous.
That would be absolutely insane. I don't even know. I'm like, how are they still signing all of these players? Like, what is financial? Like, I don't understand.
Does financial fair play not exist? In
France?
Like
I really don't understand how they're able to just sign these players on like ridiculous wages and get away with it. I don't know. Somebody explain it to me.
It's crazy. It's crazy. If I'm going to Chelsea predictions very quickly again, because I know you said second, I'll give you mine, and then we're going to jump onto Elizabeth's stream. So link in the description. Jump onto her channel now. Get ready, because we're about to go onto her channel. But if I'm going to give mine, and this is the first time I'm giving it, I'm going to go, if Man City sign Harry Kane, then yes, it's difficult. And I would say second is realistic. If they don't sign Harry Kane, we're winning the title.
It's looking like it might not happen. I don't know, like, because they were supposed to sign Martinez from Milan, but now that Chelsea have signed Lukaku, then they don't want to sell. So
yeah, I mean, we'll see, because there's going to be a massive merry-go-round that's happening now. So we'll see where it all ends up. But Champions League, I think the aim as champions should be to reach the final again. That should be the target, and whatever happens, happens. But realistically, semi-final is the minimum at this stage, because we are at that level now.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can get an FA Cup or the League Cup. I'm not quite bothered about the League Cup. It'd be nice. The Club World Cup, I want. That we need to win the Club World Cup. I don't care. We need to have that little thing that says World Cup winners, FIFA, the little trophy. Like, we need that. I want to see that on the shirts. And then we'll see what happens.
Amazing.
Awesome. Guys, thank you all so much for everyone that has commented, that's wished us happy birthday. What we're going to do is jump for part 2. So if you don't want to miss out on part 2, jump onto Ellie's channel, link in the description, go to there now, and we will see you on the other side. But to everyone that sent in super chats, much appreciated, that commented, thank you all so much, that has watched, thank you all so much, and we'll see you on the other side. Jump onto Ellie's channel now. I'll see you in a sec.